Hey gang, you're listening to Nerd Blitz with Doom and Fitz. I'm Captain Caveman! Or Doom.
I'm Fitz. I'm in the wrong cartoon.
Listening back, I always hear that I do that brain damage laugh after every intro because your reactions are like, and it just makes me go,
I noticed it too. I just was too nice to say anything.
It's me, of course I'm gonna say it. I don't mind bitch slapping myself. So yeah, what episode is this anyway? Do you remember?
I think this is 17.
I should have. Yeah, welcome to episode 17. We got a lot of shit planned for this episode too, don't we?
Yes, we do.
We've got our cliffhanger from last time, Battleship.
Battleship returns. Who's going to be victorious? I can't hardly wait to find out.
Which, since we're talking about it, isn't it my turn to go?
I have no idea. That was was that like 4 weeks ago or something?
Well, it was 2 weeks, but...
Oh, okay. In my world, it was 4 weeks ago.
It was a lifetime ago. So real quick, I'll just take a shot and say D5.
D5?
Yeah.
Miss.
Fuck!
I'll say A1, just like the steak sauce.
Oh, that's nummy! And that's a miss.
Fuck.
But we've got, we're not going to be talking about issue 5 of Scooby Apocalypse. I think we teased that last episode. That's not going to happen because I just couldn't bring myself to read it this time.
Yeah.
That's how bad it's got.
He could only muster 4.
I should say I did flip through it and I saw an Easter egg that it was kind of like the Mystery Machine Easter egg, but we'll cover that when we get to it.
Okay.
But we're going to be reviewing issue 4 of Scooby Apocalypse. I've had issue 5 for a few weeks. I just could not bring myself to read it, man. But I'm going to have to, because we got to fucking end this bastard.
Yeah. And by review, we mean wipe our ass with it.
Pretty much. Which, we're going to get to it later, but I never thought I would hate something with Scooby in the title that much. Even fucking Get a Clue, I can be like, well, I mean, Frank did a good job. I mean, I like the way Scooby looks. He looks kind of realistic, but fuck.
Yeah, it's not even that I hate it with an act of passion or anything. It's more like I just don't fucking care.
Well, we'll get to it later.
Yeah.
We'll just that's coming. So
yeah, put a pin in that.
Yeah. Then we got some Star Wars shit to talk about. Something that I've been trying to talk about with this fucker for a few weeks, but oh god, I didn't want to do it in text. I wanted to do it here because I'm hoping it'll be a good conversation. It's based on something from the new season of Rebels, which I haven't seen, but I've heard them talk about on our favorite fucking podcast, apparently, Rebel Force Radio.
No affiliation.
Yeah. You would swear there was, but I swears there's not.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, no shit. But before we get into all of that, you know what time it is, everybody. Doom's Joke Corner. Okay, now I gotta find the joke I just found.
Speaking of jokes, I went and saw Brian Posehn last night.
Oh, yeah.
It was pretty good.
I was gonna ask you, how was that? I've never been to a comedy club either.
Yeah, it was fun. He was good. His opener was fucking funny as shit, too. But yeah, he did his Star Wars material, which I was dreading. That was the part I was dreading, because he shits on the prequels kind of hard.
Yeah.
But unlike some people, he actually makes it funny. And it's mostly about how fucking mental he is that he just gets that mad about a movie. It's more relatable than I want to go back in time and hit George Lucas in the face with a shovel.
And then stop the show and say, I'm not fucking joking. I would murder George Lucas if I met him.
Yeah.
And then people laugh and he screams at the audience and said, no, don't laugh. I'm not kidding. I know you think I am, but I'm not kidding.
Yeah. No, his is...
Not going to mention any names.
Yeah, his is taken to the extreme, but it's somewhat relatable. Like I can admit to feeling certain things about what he says. Not to the extreme that he's talking about.
But it's more of a perspective from the OT.
Yeah. But his whole thing this time, he's got a new little bit where he ends up figuring out that he has like Stockholm syndrome, but for Star Wars, because all of his friends started hating he hated Star Wars when the prequels came out and was super fucking hated Star Wars, and then The Force Awakens came out and they got him back in, and some of his friends still hate it, and he's trying to defend the thing that he just hated before he saw The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
So he's like, this is like
there'd be a lot of that.
Yeah. So he's like, this is a sign of like abuse, like defending your abuser. That's, it was pretty funny.
Yeah, it sounds like it. But let's get to my jokes, which aren't gonna be as good.
I'll think about shit that he said while you're telling your jokes. Maybe I'll laugh.
Oh, hey, for once I would get a laugh? Wow, I wonder what that would be like.
Maybe.
Only place I've ever gotten a laugh was with Dave. You don't treat me like Dave does. So you ready for this?
Yeah.
God damn, don't sound so fucking excited. Yeah.
Give it to me.
Okay. One day, 3 dogs are sitting in the waiting room of a vet's office. The first dog notices the other 2 and asks him why they're there. I ate my owner's shoe, said the second dog, and I'm gonna be put to sleep. The first dog said, yep, me too. And then he turns to the third and says, what about you? He says, well, you see, my owner likes to do her housework in the nude, so yesterday she was vacuuming in the nude, of course, and I couldn't resist. I jumped on and had the ride of my life. The first 2 patted him on the shoulder and was like, oh man, that sucks, so you're getting put to sleep too? And he goes, no, I'm getting my nails trimmed.
Oh man.
What do you mean, oh man?
Yeah, Brian Posehn doesn't have a bit about bestiality.
I was gonna say, should I pretend to have a nasally voice and try again?
No, it's okay.
Okay, fine. That's all I get is, aw, man. Fuck.
Well, yeah, this dog's fucking his owner.
Yes, it's funny. God damn, it's a joke, dude. Come on. While we're thinking about it, or I should say while I'm thinking about it, because I almost just got ranty there, I need to pull up my fuck this shit.
Oh.
What I've been trying to fucking unpin... Well, hang on, I'll take a shot first. F5. No. Yeah, F5.
Miss.
Fuck!
G2.
Miss.
Damn.
Okay, they've been talking about it a lot on Rebel Force Radio in regards to Rebels, because apparently there's a lot of shit going on in regards to balance of the Force.
Okay.
And Jimmy keeps talking about how he's got to untrain himself from the prequels, because the prequels all said, or before that, it seemed like balance was no Sith, no dark side, all light. But the prequels taught him that balance was, you've got to have equal measures of the light side, the Jedi, and the dark side, the Sith. But he's saying Rebels, and again, I haven't seen Rebels, so I can't say if this is true or not, but he's saying Rebels is trying to go back to the OT way of thinking, where you just got to wipe out the bat. So what I've been wanting to ask you is, like, what does balance of the Force mean to you? Because yes, the prequels do say it is equal measures of both, but there is another little nugget in there from somewhere of the prequel era that kind of supports that. And this comes straight from George, so that to me is like the hardcore truth. So what is balance of the Force to you?
Well, it's one of those things that changes all the time. Anytime new shit comes out, they're always fucking with your idea of what the Force is and what the light and the dark, and now there's gray and, all that. Currently, I would say what it means to me is more like you can't be too much of one or the other.
Yeah.
Individually. Like, not that there should be equal numbers of Jedi and Sith, but that Force practitioners or whatever, Force users shouldn't stray too far to the left or to the right. We'll put it in political terms.
Yeah.
That the true balance is to be able to use pieces of both in moderation, or not to be so dogmatic one way or the other.
Yeah, I was going to say to touch into both sides but not be obsessed with either.
Right.
Okay.
Which I think is really the way they're going, and I think we're going to find out that is where Luke is at in episode 8.
Yeah.
Is that he has one foot in both worlds.
Yeah. I mean, it would make sense because he tried the Jedi way and that didn't work. He saw his dad go to the Sith way, that didn't work. But I mean more like on the galactic scale. Because remember Mortis
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with you, basically, but I was talking more on, like, the galactic scale. What does balance of the Force mean? Not, like, personal balance, but complete balance of the Force. I don't think... Jimmy's been talking like he thinks the dark side just needs to be eradicated, and that means the Force is in balance. I don't agree with that because, again, Mortis. In Mortis,
right.
What the Father's wanting Anakin to take his place to maintain the balance of light and dark.
Right. He was the middle ground between his two children, the daughter and the son. The son was the dark side, and then the father was in the middle.
Exactly.
Right. And so in Mortis, he dies, right? Or the daughter dies in her life. She gives her life essence to Ahsoka so that she can live.
Which to me essentially means that Ahsoka kind of took her place.
Right, and I think that's where she is right now.
Yeah, which that'll get us into our next topic, but let's stay on this balance issue for a minute.
The light essentially kind of died in Mortis, and the old man, the father, was still there, and the son was still there, right?
If I remember correctly, the father died too. I think the son killed the father.
Oh, did he? Okay, I should go back and rewatch that. So
I was meaning to rewatch it before this just so I could have all the facts straight, but those episodes were pretty fucking memorable.
Yeah. So in that case, then the son would be the only one left. So the dark side would be what's left, and then it's kind of symbolic of what was happening in the galaxy right then, because the dark side was taking over everything.
Exactly.
So where were we going with that? Oh yeah, but you need all three parts. You need the light, the dark, and the gray.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't even the gray. To me, I don't think like you need the gray. The gray's just a part of it. It can't not exist. It's not like if the gray's not there, you know what I mean?
Right.
I think balance of the Force means you have to have both. You can't wipe out the light side because then the Force isn't in balance. You've got chaos. You can't wipe out the dark side like the Jedi thought they did before the prequel trilogy.
Right.
Because then it fucking sneaks up on you and it's all out of whack again.
Right. No, I would agree. You can't get rid of one or the other completely.
Yeah. So, they've got to be... I'm not saying, like, if there's 500 Jedi, you got to have 500 Sith. No. Darth Bane instilled the rule of two, and that worked for centuries. So, it works if you work it, you know? Say there's 500 Jedi and 2 Sith, and that keeps balance, okay.
Although you could argue that the Force has been out of balance that whole time. And that's
Darth Bane's era?
Yeah, I guess. Or, I mean, the fact that there are all these Jedi, and there are no Sith or no dark side users because the Jedi wiped them all out.
Yeah.
So the Force is out of balance in favor of the light, and so that's how they misread the prophecy of Anakin bringing balance to the Force, because I should say real quick that I think I did fuck that up. And before it was Jedi, and OT was light and dark, and then the prequel trilogy it was all light. Sorry. Yeah. I've heard someone say this or read it somewhere at the end of the prequel trilogy.
Yeah.
That all along you think the prophecy is Anakin's going to bring balance to... Well, they say he's going to bring balance to the Force, and they think that means it's a good thing, or that it's in their favor.
Yeah.
And then at some point Yoda's like, well, we may have read that wrong. And really by the end of episode 3, he has helped bring balance to the Force because there are 2 Sith left and there are 2 Jedi left.
Yeah, and I've got nothing to say about that, yeah.
So, but obviously then later on we find out that there are survivors, Jedi survivors, and Maul's still alive, and, you know, all that shit. But
on a grand scale.
Right. They brought it into more balance because all those Jedi are gone now. And
it's just down to like 2 powerful Jedi. Okay, Kanan exists, but he was still a Padawan. Fucking Ahsoka's still out there. She's obviously was trained in the light side, so she's more in touch with the light side.
Yeah.
But she was still a Padawan. She wasn't a master, although they were going to make her a master, it seemed.
No, I don't.
No, they were going to make her a knight, weren't they?
Right. Yeah, she wasn't. She never was a knight. Even she says that in the spoilers in the season finale of Rebels last season. That was one of the
season 2.
Yeah, that was one of the baddest ass parts of the finale where she faces Vader.
Yeah, was
that he says something to her about what the fuck?
I wish I could help you.
Like
here.
I can't remember the exact quote, but it was something to the effect of she would be able to kill him anyway because Jedi don't kill or some shit like that, and she says, I am no Jedi.
Ah, okay, yeah.
Because she's not. Yeah, she's not. She never made it to.
Yeah, she was still technically a Padawan. She never even made it to knighthood. Yeah.
Right.
Although right before she walked out, it seemed like they were gonna grant her knighthood, but
oh yeah, that was I think that was one of the carrots they hung in front of her to say, oops, sorry, our bad that we fucked you over so hard.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was, but again, I haven't rewatched that in a while. So you've got people like Kanan, he was still a Padawan. You've got Ahsoka out there, she was still a Padawan. But on the flip side, you've got Maul still out there.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows if he was training anybody or anything like that. I'm sure there's more Night Sisters out there because we talked about that before. I think that Ventress's sect of the Night Sisters was a completely different. I think that was just one of many groups on Dathomir because they had that encampment of the male slaves.
Yeah.
So you've got all these dark side users that aren't like Sith or anything. You've got all these light side users that aren't Jedi anymore. Kanan, yeah, he's sort of training, what's his fucking name? Ezra. He was sort of training him to be a Jedi. Maul got a hold of him. Who knows what's going on there?
Yeah, and I mean, there's another example of finding balance within an individual.
Yeah.
Because he's another one that has a foot in both worlds, and he's trying to figure out how to use both without becoming an evil whatever the fuck,
Yeah.
And I think even Dave Filoni on Rebel Force Radio last week or 2 weeks ago, I think that was one of the things that he talked about was being able to wield both types or use the Force, both light and dark, so you get more of like a gray Gandalf type person.
Yeah, it's interesting because again, I haven't seen it, but the way they keep talking about it, Jimmy seems to be really struggling with it, and to me, Mortis made it perfectly clear,
Yeah, I think so too. And
as fucking esoteric and abstract as those episodes were, I think that one thing they made perfectly clear.
Yeah, that there's
Yeah, what balance truly means.
Right. Well, I think he's having a problem too with I don't understand. I don't understand why he's having a problem with it, but that
I don't really get it either.
That there's not just Jedi and not just Sith. There are other beings and even beings who like this Bendu or whatever in Rebels.
Yeah.
Which I'm still on the fence about. Everybody's raving about this guy, but I'm like, I don't know.
Well, I think a lot of what people are raving about is Tom Baker voicing him.
Yeah, he's doing a great job with that.
Yeah, because they all seem to think it's a great performance.
Yeah,
I haven't, like, even on Rebel Force Radio. Yeah, they're raving about Bendu, but most of the raving they do is about Tom Baker's performance of him.
Yeah, I would agree with that. But what I'm starting to like about it is the fact that he's another like creature of the Force, that he's not a Jedi, he's not a Sith, he just is, and it's characters like that I think Jimmy's having the most problems with.
Well, I mean, it's not even really a new concept though, because
it's not.
The EU had that shit too. Like, I think it was the Republic Commando novels, and yes, I know everybody. I keep coming back to these novels, but there was like 4 of them inside the Star Wars world. She built such a rich world on her own. There was this sect of Jedi that they didn't fall into line with Yoda's vision of the Jedi. They married. They had kids. I think it was that Jedi that fucked the clone and had his baby, which, spoilers, we talked about in book club.
Yep.
She was going to leave the Yoda Jedi and go to them, and then, again, spoilers, she got killed. But she was hoping the clone she humped, and their baby could go with them so she could still practice being a Jedi. She could still, do good in the galaxy and shit. But this group, they were doing some of the shit that Yoda said was wrong. Yoda said led to the dark side. So I would say they were closer to the dark than that version based solely on that, and they were willing to be a little bit more flexible, So it's not a new concept. And I'm sure there's dozens of other characters. I know, like, in the Republic, or, the old Republic games, there are gray Jedi, because I found a picture once that had the Code of the Jedi, the Code of the Sith, and then in the middle was the Code of the Gray Jedi, or I think they were just called the Greys, which they looked like assassins from Assassin's Creed with lightsabers, from what I saw. But yeah, you had these 3 different groups, and then, like in the Knights of the Old Republic games, I think you said you played one of those, they had Dark Jedi, which were just like Sith underlings, sort of like the Inquisitors. Which, some of them, I think, they weren't totally dark side, and they weren't totally... They were closer to the dark side than they were the light, sort of like this sect of Jedi I'm talking about in Republic Commandos, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Again, I don't understand why it's so hard to grab a hold of this, because it's not a new notion, you know?
Right.
Because I named like 3 or 4 different examples right there. Do you have anything more to say about the balance, or do you want to get into Ahsoka?
Yeah, I want to get into Ahsoka.
Yeah. Okay, quick.
No, I don't have anything else for the balance. It's not really something I think about all that much, honestly.
Really?
I think about it sometimes, more so recently, like you said, because there seems to be a lot more
focus on it.
Yeah, and more focus on this notion of the gray area in between. And I really do think that they're really trying to set that up so that it's easier to accept Luke as being a gray.
Yeah.
Because I'm almost positive that's what it's going to be. It's going to be him, in between light and dark.
Yeah, I mean, clearly in the original trilogy, he was leaning more towards the light because that's what he was taught by Obi-Wan. After his failure with Kylo and them, and getting all those babies killed.
Yeah, but what I think they... Yeah, I mean, I think he is going to end up having unlocked the secret to being able to do both without
falling or being obsessed to either.
Right.
Well, see, that's interesting, because I'm sure he would have found or gotten a hold of some of Vader's Sith shit, and then
possibly
through Obi-Wan and Yoda, he would have access to Jedi information. So.
Mm-hmm.
That's believable to me, that he could, try to plant himself firmly in the middle and, learn from both sides, pick what he feels is best, and try to go that way.
Right.
But, I mean, I'm like you. I haven't really spent a lot of time thinking about it, too, because, I mean, again, Mortis, I thought that made it crystal clear what balance of the Force meant, So
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really think we needed to go over it again. But a lot of people, and it's not just RFR that's going over it. I've seen a couple people on Twitter talking about it, and it's like, just watch Mortis, guys. I think it's all there pretty plainly, Yeah,
it's pretty plain.
Once again, as abstract and esoteric and fucking unsure as those episodes were, and a lot of the shit in those episodes were, that's the one thing that I thought was pretty fucking solid,
Mm-hmm.
So we'll go into this Ahsoka thing, because we've sort of teased it a bit, but before I do that, A8.
A8.
Yes.
Hit.
Yes.
I'm gonna go I2.
I2 is a miss.
Shit.
A9.
Hit.
Yes. So the Ahsoka thing, while you're thinking, you've teased that a bit, and there was this. Again, we're pulling from Rebel Force Radio, sorta. Back after season 2 of Rebels ended, Dave Filoni threw the Topps, wasn't it the Topps digital app thing?
Oh, yeah.
He put out some Ahsoka images. Well, he put out a bunch of red images. Most of them have Ahsoka. They're all a part of this Ahsoka series or something like that, called Ahsoka's Fate or something like that.
Right. Ahsoka's Fate, yep.
And there was this... I think isn't it the dude that did the Rebel Force Radio song for RFR? He was trying to make sense of it all, right?
Right. It's
Din's blog or something like that.
The page is Din's blog, so the guy's name is Din.
Okay, yeah. Well, I was trying to think of the address so they could go check it out there.
Yeah.
But I think it's like dinsblog.tumblr.com or something like that. I don't fucking know. Tumblr confuses me. I'm old. But there, in like 9 steps or something, he breaks down how he thinks the images go.
Right. He's got them all arranged in what he thinks is like a chronological order or like a Stations of the Cross almost order.
Yeah.
Of the way that
That's
these cards go.
That's what it really brought to mind to me.
Right.
Take a hit. This is a battle because I want to talk about this, but I want to play too.
I know. I ate everything.
I ate. That is a hit.
Yes.
Basically, I think it was at Celebration this year, wasn't it?
Yeah, in Europe. Celebration in Europe.
Filoni said to describe... He got a question about Ahsoka. I don't remember it exactly, but basically what he said is, go look at what Tolkien said. I think they're called the Gandalf letters or something like that.
Oh, yeah. Here it's, let's see. I've got the article right here. It says, said to read Tolkien's letters for clues by reading about Gandalf.
Yeah.
This letter shows how the Valar's plan for Gandalf failed. And then what he's saying is eventually, this is spoilers for Rebels Season 2, by the way.
Yeah.
So you might want to skip ahead if you haven't watched that. And
spoilers for Lord of the Rings, too, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, I guess.
You should have seen that like a decade ago.
Or fucking read it like 60 years ago.
No shit.
So Vader, at the end of the episode, Vader thinks he killed Ahsoka in the Sith temple.
On Malachor, right?
On Malachor, yeah. But she doesn't die. Like Gandalf, the Force has her passed beyond thought and time until her yet-to-be-seen reclothing. Ahsoka wears gray in Rebels. At this point, I would not be surprised if she came back in white clothing.
Which, real quick, does she wear gray? I thought she wore brown.
No, it's gray.
Oh.
It's kind of grayish.
I'll plead ignorance again because I haven't seen it.
Yeah. So basically he's saying he's drawing the parallel between Ahsoka and Gandalf in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
So, Gandalf starts out with this plan that he's going to do blah, 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 and it doesn't work out, and he ends up dying, but the gods say he's not done yet, so they send him back.
Yeah.
And that's when he shows back up, and he's all in white, and...
He's got more intelligence, more power, more...
Right.
Fucking everything, yeah.
Right. So he's saying that, and he's using Dave Filoni's words even, that that they should look toward to what they did in Lord of the Rings as to what maybe Ahsoka's fate might be.
Yeah.
And... So what you take away from that kind of is that Vader does strike down Ahsoka in that temple, but just like Gandalf in the Balrog, she doesn't necessarily die, but changes into something else.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think Gandalf says that part of her journey was over. And Filoni has said that part of her journey is over.
Right.
There's been a lot of talk lately about how they're tying in or taking inspiration, I should say, from Lord of the Rings, because Bendu, a lot of people are comparing him to Greybeard or Treebeard.
Treebeard, yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people are comparing him to Treebeard, and then Filoni's talking about read these Tolkien letters. That'll give you a bit of a clue as to what's going on.
Right.
Basically, what he does is he takes these fucking images that Filoni did and walks you through them, as you said, like Stations of the Cross style, which that's what it brought to mind for me too, and shows you like, okay, this is where Vader struck her down. This is her, because it shows her going into a cave or something, and she goes through a lake of water, and throughout, we talked about earlier, the sister from Mortis. When she died, there was this owl on Mortis that was basically the sister. And it seemed was like watching over Ahsoka or something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, they even show a picture in this blog. He's got a picture side by side of the daughter and this owl.
Yeah.
And they both have the same color scheme.
Yeah.
Like if you look at it, like her hair is kind of green and the owl, the top of its head, its feathers are green. And
she's got this cream color skin and clothing.
Mm-hmm.
And the owl's got a lot of cream coloration to it too.
Right.
So for years, people have assumed that owl was the daughter or the sister or whatever the fuck she's called. And that owl kind of watched over Ahsoka, didn't she? Or didn't it?
Yeah, or it was kind of flying around or following her.
Yeah. So this owl keeps popping up in the images, and what, if I remember correctly, what Din is saying is that these images are showing Ahsoka go through this lake and kind of get baptized as Ahsoka the White, as opposed to Ahsoka the Gray that she was, and this owl is kind of overseeing it and guiding her through it.
Yeah, something like that. Like, this is like tracing her journey through the underworld, basically, to where she's reborn at the other end.
Yeah. Trust me, everybody. If you're, like, fucking super into Star Wars like we obviously are, this is way more fucking interesting than it sounds.
Yeah. And we're probably not doing it too good a justice. You should probably go to this guy's blog and just read it.
We're not doing it justice at all.
Yeah.
Tell them what the blog is again, and when you go to the blog, search Ahsoka and read it, because it is, if you're a fan of the Clone Wars and Rebels and Star Wars as a whole, it's really fucking fascinating.
Yeah, it's dinsblog.tumblr.com, and we'll put a link to it in the show notes.
We'll do that, or maybe we'll just throw it up on our site sometime.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really fucking fascinating, and it charts her course, and it ties in a lot of the shit that Filoni said about, her going the Gandalf route, and it ties in that owl from Mortis, which is the daughter, and it's really fucking hardcore, nerdy, interesting shit, I thought we would have more on that, but it is real fucking heady.
Yeah, it's like I want to talk more about it, but I can't really do it
justice.
Yeah, I can't. Anything I say is just going to sound retarded.
Yeah, I can't read it right now, so I wouldn't be much better.
Yeah. So, but I mean, it does. One of the cards shows her going into the temple on Malachor, and going down these steps, and then she's in the river Styx, or the Red River. It says the owl is often representative of death and wisdom in mythology. In this case, she possibly has the daughter's consciousness buried within her, even her wisdom. It may now be her fate to help maintain balance in the universe in some way. Yeah,
that one particularly was fucking interesting, because I thought that before, is like, maybe because the daughter literally gave her life force.
Right.
Through Anakin transferred it over to Ahsoka, so I would think Ahsoka would have at least a little bit of her fucking consciousness deep down in her somewhere.
Yeah, and then it goes on and says, further proof of the tie to Mortis is when Ahsoka's fighting the seventh sister.
Yeah.
She uses the Force to turn off her lightsaber.
That was cool too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I did not know that.
Yeah, and they said that they pointed out that the only other time someone has used the Force to turn off a lightsaber like that was the father in the Mortis trilogy did it.
Yeah.
So
that's something we really need to fucking talk about. Like, we've talked. You put up a post on the site about it. Some of the shit that we'd like to do.
Yeah.
I want to do all of Clone Wars in chronological order, which kind of jumps around a bit at points. I really want to fucking do the Mortis trilogy, because there's fucking crazy shit in there.
Yeah. Then the next card shows her wading deeper into the water of the river.
Yeah. And is that the one that talks about her baptism or whatever?
Yeah, it's water is spiritual rebirth, like a baptism. Yeah. And it's her accepting her new calling in the Force.
Yeah.
And then the next card is her following the owl. She's wading through this water, and the owl's above her and like leading her on, and that's supposedly symbolizes the daughter helping Ahsoka find her new path and giving her new assignment. Then the next card is Ahsoka coming up out of the water and ascending a staircase. She ascends back to reality from being beyond thought and time with her new assignment. She just had a hero's journey to and from the unconsciousness. Her new role will be to help herself and others to be lifted out of hell somehow. And then the last card is her standing in a circle, and around the circle is the silhouette of wolves.
Yeah.
Din points out that the circle is often a spiritual symbol of oneness and wholeness. Her new calling will be to find completeness and a new purpose in helping to restore wholeness to herself, Anakin, and the galaxy.
That one about her coming up the stairs, that one's interesting because, and that quote I mentioned from Gandalf is interesting, and, the Tolkien letters thing, all three of those combined are really interesting because Filoni was pretty fucking dead set that Ahsoka was done on Rebels, right?
Yeah, it sounded like it. But see, he's so coy that...
Yeah, but I mean, after season 2, he was like, her story is done here.
Right.
We may find out sometime, somewhere down the line what happened to her, but her story is done here. He kept saying that. And that, to me, says she's done on Rebels. Right. But this year, after, some fan, I don't want to say outrage, but I guess, outpouring of support and love for Ahsoka, maybe?
Well, yeah, and he's constantly hammered with what happened.
Understandably so, he's hammered with it, because when you leave a character that became that important to people just hanging like that, I mean, it's the same thing after Season 5 of Clone Wars ended, and then Season 6 pops up, and there's no mention of Ahsoka whatsoever. So, you leave people hanging, they're gonna fucking, dude, what the fuck? But it was towards the end of Celebration this year or something, he was saying, Season 3 of Rebels, keep watching. Making it sound like we're gonna find out what happened to Ahsoka one way or the other, you know? Which sounds like he changed his plan or ideas or whatever because
could be, or maybe,
support.
or he accelerated them.
I mean, maybe, but it just seems like he didn't want to focus anymore on her on Rebels, you know?
Right. Yeah. I mean, he was pretty adamant about that. So I don't know.
I'm thinking that journey up the steps, that's gonna be, you know, I don't think he intended it that way when he first drew it and put it out, but I think now that's gonna be leading back to her coming back to Rebels, you know? Because, again, he was pretty dead set that she was done on Rebels. And I figured maybe they would do like a one-shot movie or something like that, or maybe do another novel or a comic book series or something like that.
Yeah, he said keep watching this season. She may show up, or it was still kind of cryptic and coy, but he was basically saying, you know, if you want to know what happened, just keep watching this season. Yeah,
it was cryptic and coy, but it was a complete 180 to what he'd said at the end of the last season.
Right. Which, I mean,
I still she's done.
I still have the feeling that he was only saying that, or, well, it's probably true, like, it's probably the certain point of view type truth, you know, where it's true, her story is done, but she's going to factor in some other way. Like, I don't think she's going to show up the way fans think she's going to show up.
Like, just pimp out of the mist and be like, hey, guys, let's fucking take down the Empire.
Right. I don't think that's necessarily the case, but...
well, how do you think she's going to show up, then?
I don't know. Maybe more symbolic, or... I don't think it's going to be that overt, really.
Okay, well, let me ask you this, flat out. Do you think she is dead?
God, I don't want her to be.
Well, I mean, I don't want her to be either, but that's two different questions. I didn't ask if you wanted her to be. I asked if you thought she was.
I mean, I would say she's, well, I don't know. I guess maybe she could show up as more of, as like a, I don't know that she's still a physical being, like a physical, I don't know. I think there's a lot to be said for what he's saying about Gandalf.
Yeah.
I think that's the way it's going to go. I don't know if you're going to actually see Ahsoka appear, though. I don't know.
You just don't want her to be dead so bad you don't want to fucking think about it, right?
Right.
Because, I mean, it's a simple question. Do you think she's dead or not?
Well, yeah. I'm hopeful that she's not, but watching that episode, I don't know how she could not be.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I watching that episode, I could see where Vader would have left her alive or not been able to kill her in the end, you know?
Yeah.
But that's already been debunked by, I think Filoni himself even said that no, he was not shaken. Yeah, he was not shaken by her at all.
Well, yeah, a lot of people seem to think because, you know, we heard Anakin's voice, that meant he was faltering or something, but you knock off fucking Vader, or you split open Vader's helmet, and you're real close to him, guess what? You're gonna hear fucking Anakin's voice.
Yeah, I didn't think that was showing that he was faltering. I thought some of the things he said and the way he said them, I thought, you know, showed that he was maybe, I don't know.
Flip-floppy a bit?
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
Because, well, I mean, there's always the conflict in him, right? So...
Now, see, that I don't know, because I'm pretty certain that once Padme died, Vader tamped down Anakin.
Yeah, for a long time, yeah. But what I'm saying is, you see that conflict come up at the end of Return of the Jedi, You sort of see it in Empire Strikes Back, and then you really start to see it in Return of the Jedi. But I'm saying that somebody else that was as close to him as Luke could have triggered that same kind of...
That's what I was going to say. On the other side of it, I think Vader totally, completely shut off Anakin. But on the opposite side of that, I do think that after a while, because at this point it was like, 15, 16 years by the time Rebels starts?
Yep.
At that point, he wasn't even thinking about Anakin anymore, I don't think.
No, which is why I think
Ahsoka might have put a little fucking chink in that armor.
Yeah, that's definitely what the first time that they like force sense each other in Rebels was like, it gave me goosebumps, dude, because it was like, you could tell like she fucking flipped her shit. She was like, "Holy what?" And then
is that the image I've seen where they like shoot her from the front and you see somebody walk up behind her or walk away from behind her or something, and her eyes go wide, and she's like in the cockpit or something of the Ghost or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, and then he's just like, I think he says the Padawan lives or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh shit, he hadn't thought about her in fucking
15 years.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah. Well, what I was going to say is a lot of people seem to think that weakens what happens in the original trilogy. I don't think that it does at all. I don't think
it does either.
I think that opens the gate for Luke to be able to do what he does.
I think so too.
It sets up what Luke did. I don't think it weakens it, because I think it's stupid to think, even though he's his kid, one, he thought the kid was dead.
Yeah.
He didn't even think the kid was born, put it that way. He had no connection to the kid, but all of a sudden, this dude who's been doing evil shit for the last fucking 20 years, killing little kids, as we saw on Coruscant at the Jedi Temple, all of a sudden, just because it's his kid, he's gonna fucking back down? I don't think so. I think with Ahsoka stepping forward like that, she puts a little chink in the armor that Luke fucking breaks wide open.
Yeah.
It doesn't weaken it at all for me.
No, it doesn't for me either. In fact, it makes, like you said, it makes it better. It makes him a more sympathetic character, I think.
Yeah, and it makes it make more sense.
Yeah. But I mean, to have that vulnerability in there.
Oh yeah.
Makes him a better. It's not, and yeah, it makes it more believable. It's not a complete flip of a switch from like this super evil, heinous character you see in Star Wars.
Yeah. To
somebody at the end of a Jedi that's like, oh no, I'm good now.
Yeah. Oh shit, I'm sorry.
Yeah. You see all of the guilt and
it gives him a much better arc to see him sort of like shit, Mm-hmm. He's just like, oh fuck, I've got shit I need to deal with, and then Luke comes in and he's like, yeah, and I'm one of the things you need to deal with. It makes Vader as a whole, or Anakin, or whatever the fuck you want to call him, it makes his story a lot better, because I've said many times, Vader's just not one of my favorite characters because he just seems like a whooped pup, I know you don't agree. I don't think anybody else fucking agrees with me, but that's just the way I see him.
Yeah.
And it gives him a little bit more fucking something,
Yeah. Well, we'll see after Rogue One how much of a pussy you think he is.
I didn't say I think he's a pussy. I just think he's a fucking whooped pup.
Yeah.
Because every motherfucker is like, Lord Vader, you need to cut it out. And he's like, oh shit, I'm sorry. He just seems like everybody's fucking underling. But we've went over that before. We don't need to go over it again right now. But yeah, this whole fucking card theory, again, it's on Tumblr. We'll have links for you. We'll post it on Twitter. It'll be on the site. You'll be able to see it. Don't worry. It's really fucking interesting.
Yeah, and it's an example of just how deep and layered Star Wars can be.
Oh, no shit.
And again, shit you would have never got without the prequels.
Yeah, that ain't no fucking lie. Like I said, the Clone Wars made everything fucking better. And Ahsoka, character from the Clone Wars, now impacting Rebels and the original trilogy. So, again, the fucking Clone Wars made everything so much fucking better, dude.
Fixed so many problems.
Uh-huh.
Made so many things more bearable.
It fixed so many problems, made so many things bearable, but then again, made so many problems too, because it's like, what the fuck happens to this girl?
Yeah.
Do you want to go to Apocalypse first, or do you want to talk about Rogue One?
Let's take our medicine first.
Okay. A10.
Miss.
Fuck.
I 9.
Wow, I thought you were 40-something. Miss. Wait. Yeah, miss. Sorry. Phew. A 7.
Hit. You sunk my submarine.
You sunk my battleship. I'm gonna warn you. My notes for issue 4. It's over a page.
Okay. Mine are less than a page. Considerably less.
Did you actually make notes, or are you just going off the top of your head?
Just going off the top of my head.
Well, there's a lot of shit I wanted to point out. We could probably skip over most of it, though, I guess.
No, let's get into it.
Oh, you want to go balls deep? Okay.
I always want to go balls deep. It's the only way I can survive.
I'm talking about balls deep
It's the only way I can do any damage.
I know the feeling.
Hold on, let me take a shot before we... I7.
I7. That's a miss. See, that's the one I thought... That's the one I pegged before. You said 9 and I hit 7.
Oh, yeah. I was taking a chance that it was your 2-holer.
Oh, you thought that's why I was like, Uh-huh. I wish it would have been my 2-holer. That sounds dirty, man. Do you want to talk about the cover? I don't remember what the main cover looks like.
Sure.
You tell me about your cover, I'll tell me about my cover.
Well, this is another gem by Jim Lee.
It's his last one, wasn't it?
It could be, yeah. Oh, yeah, because I think next month is a different guy.
I think issue 5, I don't have the main cover, but issue 5 is when Porter started taking over. And it's like,
okay.
Those are the covers I would be fine getting the main cover on.
Yeah.
Porter's, because they're good looking.
Yeah, this is another one. This is another one that looks like it would be better off as a G.I. Joe cover.
Yeah.
Fucking Fred is like super buffed out. Again, they have fucking crazy... Daphne looks like she's holding a fucking pulse rifle from Aliens.
Yeah.
And again, she's got her fucking face scarf head wrap on with her fucking night vision goggles and shit that she doesn't have in the book.
Okay, I have no clue what the fuck you're talking about. I don't remember this at all.
It's basically just it's just a shot of the 4 of them. Shaggy's eating a fucking hoagie.
Yeah, he's got one on my cover too.
And Scooby looks ridiculous.
Scooby looks ridiculous on mine too.
And Velma looks like Velma's actually doesn't look too bad.
On my cover, she looks like she's playing PlayStation after sucking on a vacuum, because her lips are so fucking full and red and pronounced. Like, she's got a shadow under her bottom lip on my cover.
Oh my god.
That's how fucking swollen her lips look.
It looks like some bad racist cartoon from the 30s.
It does. But she's white.
It's nuts.
It is.
Yeah. So I mean, this cover is not terrible. It's just not. Again, it's not. It doesn't look like it should be a Scooby-Doo cover. Like
I said, Jim Lee's covers, I hated every cover I saw of his that he did.
And it's crazy how somebody can do such beautiful artwork.
Yeah.
And you still be like, I hate that.
Uh-huh.
I don't like the way that looks.
Well, like I said, I never thought I would feel this way about something with Scooby in the title.
It's like aesthetically and technically perfect, and yet I hate it.
Mm-hmm. It's like what I said about the covers for the Smallville comic, for the season 11 of Smallville comic.
Yeah.
Those were great Superman covers. But for Smallville, they were dog shit. It's like, if you're gonna do something, you've got to fit it into what it is. You can't just be like, well, I think this would be a good idea and fucking do that. No, you've got to make shit fit. It's got to feel right for what you're doing. My cover, it's got Scooby looking like a fucking girl here. He looks like his sister Dixie. His tongue's hanging out. He's got no front teeth on the bottom.
Oh yeah, he's got no front teeth on the bottom in mine too.
That's fucked up. And I don't know if you can see my cover, but look at the eyelashes he's got on his, I guess it's his left eye.
Yeah.
He looks like a chick. He looks like his sister Dixie, man. Or his cousin Dixie, whatever she is. He looks like he's fucking offering to blow somebody or something. He's just weird. Because it's real fucking sexually suggestive. And then in the back, you've got Daphne's face, like, really huge. And she looks pretty good, actually. But still, it's really huge.
Yeah.
In the background, it almost looks like she died, and it's the memorial cover to her. And then off to the right of the cover, you've got Shaggy, who looks weird, like mega hipster there, and his hands and arms look weird, and he's holding a big sandwich.
Yeah.
And then in the middle is Fred holding one of them laser guns and shit. And he's got a belt like Batman.
Oh, yeah, I see. Yeah, I pulled it up. I'm looking at it now.
It's fucking weird, too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Covers are not the strong suit for this book. But then again, what is?
Yeah, really.
I'll give it up, though. I still do like Porter's art, you know?
Yeah. Yeah,
so,
it's getting better for me.
Is it?
A little bit, yeah.
Well, I mean, that's good, I think. This is something real quick I wanted to point out. I just noticed it.
What?
I think this is the license plate on the Mystery Machine in the current movies and shit. It's 195343. If you rekajigger that a bit, add the 3s together, and then add the 5 and the 4 together, you get 1969. 1969, the year Scooby debuted.
Whoa. Jesus Christ.
Did I overthink that a bit too much?
No. Did you come up with that yourself, or is that a known...
Oh, no, that's just my little thing that I noticed, and I'm like, I wonder if that's what it's for.
Holy shit.
I don't know what you're holy shitting. Are you holy shitting me or them?
Both.
Why are you holy shitting me? I mean...
Because you figured that out.
Well, yeah, I mean...
That's crazy. I would have never thought to be like, let me add those numbers together and see if it adds up to 69.
You know, it's weird, though, because I never do that shit, you know?
Yeah.
But there's something about Scooby, because I noticed... I'm pretty sure this is the same number as the license plate in those movies. I'm never that dude with that. I was like, I wonder if there's some meaning to that. And I'm pretty sure that if there is a meaning, that's it.
Yeah. So, this is, like, the previous issue is the one where it ended with the big, super huge panel of the vampire in the gas station.
Yeah.
Right? So then this one opens up on a shot of the Mystery Machine parked outside the gas station, the gas and stuff. Gas station?
Yeah, yep, that's what it's called.
Now, how many references to vampires could they possibly get in this fucking first page on the front of this gas station?
You noticed that too, huh?
Fuck, it's like a sore thumb sticking out, dude. Like they got a sign that says service with a, quote, smile, literally quoted, and then one that says stop in for a bite. Open dawn till dusk. Oh, very subtle, guys.
I'm sure they could have fit more in. I mean, look closely at the art. There might be vampire scribbled somewhere.
Yeah. Vampire inside. But it's fucked up because, like, 24 hours before this, the guy wasn't a vampire. He was just a gas station attendant.
Well, yeah, that's I don't fucking know.
So is the nanites, they choose what monster you turn into based on the fucking your environment. The nanites read that sign and said, "Oh, well, let's turn this guy into a vampire."
Yeah, this motherfucker's gonna be a vampire now.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really think about that too much.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah. I didn't either until just now.
Yeah, it's because I pointed out the license plate.
Yeah, like I got to point out something too.
I want to overthink something.
I'm fucking smart too.
Whoa. I didn't say I was smart. Let's not go down that road. Yeah, I'm with you. It's a strange choice.
Well, it's a book full of strange choices, so I guess it fits.
Yeah, no shit. We see Velma, which right here I want to give Porter some credit. His Velma's starting to look good and distinct.
Yeah.
And I really love what he's doing with her eyes here, because he makes them real expressive and shit. Unlike the dude who did the fill-in art for the flashbacks last issue, like, you can tell she has pupils, you can tell she has irises, there's a lot of detail in her face and her eyes. I dig it, you know?
Yeah.
Daphne's on watch. Velma comes out to see her, to relieve her, which, right here, when Daphne cocks her rifle, I just noticed this. You can see Velma in her visor.
Oh, yeah, you sure can.
That's pretty cool, too.
That's a cool detail.
Hey, there's a good choice for once.
Yeah.
But anyway, Velma comes out to relieve her, and Daphne says the dog hasn't moved a muscle in a while, and Scooby's like hardcore on watch, watching and waiting for something.
Yeah.
And knowing how dogs are, I'm guess he senses something's wrong around here.
Yeah, something's wrong, all right. Because they're going to have the same fucking conversation they've had in every fucking issue of this book.
Exactly.
And they're going to discuss the fucking nanites and the doctors who let them loose, and Velma says they can't possibly have done that. They're good people that wouldn't have done that.
Yeah. Which, hey, I guess they've settled on something for Daphne finally. She keeps fucking riding Velma's nuts.
Yeah. Yeah, now she's almost like turning into fucking C. Thomas Howell in Red Dawn. She's fucking like she's like carving notches on her rifle and shit.
Which, speaking of the rifle, Velma asks her, like, where the fuck did you get that? Daphne went inside of the mystery machine, which it sort of pains me a little to call it that.
Yeah.
But she goes inside the mystery machine for like 10 minutes or something and found this weird-ass rifle that Krebs had made. And then they, again, have the same fucking conversation. And right here, Daphne says, in her internal monologue is about Shaggy and Scooby sleeping.
Oh, right, because she goes to check on them, and they're...
Yeah, Shaggy and Fred, I mean.
And they're like literally laying on each other, aren't they? Doesn't it look like they're sleeping on each other?
I think Shaggy's using a bag of chips as a pillow so he doesn't touch Fred's dick, but yeah, they're laying on each other.
Yeah, it's like he's laying on his lap.
Uh-huh, like you would with a chick you dig, or she would do with you, or whatever.
Yeah. I think that's perspective. No? Fuck, I don't know, dude. With this book, it probably is. It
looks like he's using chips as a dick pillow.
A dick barrier.
A dick pillow. That's the title for this episode. Dick pillow.
Dick pillow. Nice.
No, I'm kidding.
Oh no, it's the title of this episode now.
But this bugged me. She's talking about how she's thinking about them sleeping and she didn't want to disturb him or whatever. But she hoped Fred's all right because they almost lost him after the attack at the complex. And it's like, wait, Daphne says they almost lost Fred. He got a fucking scratch.
Right.
It's not like he got, I don't know, fucking punched or something. Oh, wait, he did, by her.
Yeah. He got knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, she fucking cold-cocked him. She cold-cocked somebody else, didn't she? I don't fucking remember. There's been a lot of punching and shit that's like, what?
I don't know.
But yeah, she says they almost lost him from a scratch. It's like, okay. And then, this here is weird. At the bottom of this page, the vampire's up on the roof. You know, the vampire who was in the storeroom last issue?
Yeah, now he's on the roof watching Daphne.
Who could have waited for Shaggy and Scooby to fall asleep, or Shaggy and Fred to fall asleep and then just eat them?
Yeah.
He was like, no, fuck that. I'm going to go outside and go on the roof and watch her. Ooh.
Yeah, and then the next page they've got, then you get the vampire's internal monologue as he's like stalking Daphne and watching her, wanting to drink her blood and all that shit.
Which I thought was weird because it's like, who gives a fuck? He's not one of our main characters.
Right. Then he calls up his brothers and sisters, rise, greet the night, and these fucking monsters start coming up out of the ground. Like, where the fuck did they come out of the ground from?
Exactly. There's vampires living in the parking lot.
Right, they're coming up through the pavement. Like, what the shit?
That makes no fucking sense. And then another thing, after they come up, if you look at that panel before Scooby growls at him, look, he's got a little kitty.
Oh, yeah.
That was in my notes. I remember that. I saw that and remembered it. And
is that a cat or a rat?
It looks like a little kitty to me.
He's got a pink tail, though.
Is it pink?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know. Them don't look like rat ears to me.
No, it doesn't necessarily, but...
I mean, it does have a weird hairy back type of thing, but... Is its eyes red? Or are its eyes red?
Yeah.
Huh. I don't know. That's weird. It looked like a kitty to me.
Yeah, could be.
I thought that was strange, and I had to point that out.
What are you doing? How did you get down here? That door was locked.
What is this comic book?
This is a Scooby-Doo comic book. If you'd like. Hold on, he's going to review Scooby-Doo for you.
Whoa.
Yeah, that is ridiculous, isn't it?
That's the sequel strategy for
Here. Say that in here. What did you just say? That's what?
That's the sequel Fred, Daphne, Velma, and Scooby and Shaggy.
Yeah, it sure is ridiculous.
All I heard was ridiculous, Daphne and Velma and Scooby. He's doing it again.
He's saying it.
Your kid's really fucking smart, man. And he's probably not even read the book.
Hold on. Don't grab it. Don't grab. Here, what are you going to say?
I called the said they go up. Wait a minute.
No, you can't sit up there. You're going to have to go back upstairs, buddy, until I'm done. Okay? I know you did say. You said it. You did good.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
That's a Diggle, Shag, Scooby, Wilma, Fred, and Daffy. And Scooby.
Yeah.
Tell him I said he did a good job.
Does that book look stupid?
Oh, Jesus.
That's me, Fred, and Daffy, and Shaggy.
Oh, shit. That's funny.
Yep.
Oh, goddamn, that's good.
Yeah, he's now mangling the shit out of this book, and I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Batman. Hold on, he's going to read it for you. It's more entertaining.
Can you read this?
Oh, you read it. I already read it. It's not very good.
I can't read it.
I know you can't read it. It's a good thing. I'll help you read it later, okay? Why don't you go upstairs? I'll hold on to it. Let me hold on to it. You go upstairs because I need it because I got to talk about this look of shit. Okay, well he's taking my copy of Scooby Apocalypse upstairs with him, so we can feel free to talk about it. You're just gonna have to describe it to me. Hang on, let me help him up the steps.
Okay.
Get up on the fucking chair and undid the bolt on the door so you get downstairs.
Oh, that doesn't sound safe.
No. Okay.
Do you have your book back or no?
No, I don't. That book's gone. That book's gone the way of Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, wait, he's coming back again. Do I want that back? Yeah, can I have that back?
Oh, fuck. Oh, sweet fucking Christ.
Even the 3-year-old doesn't want to read this fucking thing.
Why do you think I'm laughing? Oh, goddamn! I gotta catch my breath. I had to stand up.
He took one look at it and was like, "Wasn't that vampire inside the convenience store last month? Why is he on the roof?"
He took a look at it and was like, "Dad, I got something for your segment. Fuck this shit."
Yeah.
Yeah, I need a minute. I had to stand up. That hurts. Oh, goddamn, that was good.
So vampires coming up out of the pavement makes no goddamn sense. Rat cat on the roof.
Rat cat, what the fuck is that?
Vampires decides he's going to go snack on Daphne now. He starts. This was kind of cool though. He starts to climb.
Before we get there.
Okay.
In that first panel where we see him looking at Daphne,
yeah,
he's got blood streaming out of his face.
Yeah,
right?
where'd the blood come from?
Well, okay, I don't have a problem with that because at the end of issue 3, he had blood on him.
Yeah,
it's fine. But here, when he's leaning down looking at Scooby,
oh yeah, the blood's flowing up.
It's flowing up, which okay, maybe he was laying on his back and the blood was flowing the other way. But 3 seconds ago, the blood was flowing out of his mouth. Why isn't Scooby getting drenched? I know I'm picking nits at this point, but motherfucker.
Well, we wouldn't be picking these nits if this book didn't have a history of continuity problems and
which we're gonna get to.
We're gonna get to it, and you're not even gonna fucking believe this shit because I've been reading comic books since the late 70s, and I cannot recall ever encountering what I'm about to talk about at the end of this book.
I think it's happened before, but they would usually recall the issues and
really?
Give out free copies, yeah. To free replacement copies.
Yeah,
that has happened before. Yeah,
I don't remember ever reading something like that, and I honestly don't remember it. I'm sure it has, but this, I don't know.
Crazy.
This
Bring a kid back in. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, this is this is beyond just like a typo or a printing error. I don't think this was a printing error.
I don't know, but let me tell you, it's far worse than you think it is, because it's not just the ending that happened.
Oh, okay.
But anywho, the fucking vampire's hanging over the edge of the building, and Scooby gets all up in his face and growls at him, because he's gonna go down and attack Daphne, which I don't know why the fuck he went that way, but whatever.
But yeah, Scooby's right there growling at him, because he's been on the lookout for hours, and now he's finally got something to go after.
I'm gonna look.
You're back again?
I just looked in the Batman barrel as I walked in.
Yeah, there's Batman right there. He's more impressed with the Snickers ad in the front of the book.
Me too. That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like that yellow outline around Batman's chest emblem now.
Yeah.
That's pretty badass. Didn't Capullo design that?
Okay. What?
Didn't Capullo design that new logo? I thought so. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Talk on a microphone.
Sure, why not?
I want to talk on a microphone.
You're talking on it. It can hear you. You don't have to be right in front of it.
I want Batman Bear.
Batman Bear?
Yeah.
Fuck is a Batman Bear?
Build-A-Bear.
Oh, Batman Build-A-Bear?
Yeah.
Did you hear that voice?
He's not the monkey Batman.
Not the monkey Batman?
This the bear Batman.
The bear Batman, because you have a monkey Batman, I know.
This was just Spider-Man bear. Like this was a Batman bear.
You want a Batman Bear like your Spider-Man Bear. Okay. Hey, can I really finish this? Okay? I don't have much time left. Go back up. Go back upstairs, and I'll be up in a minute.
Did he just give you a huh?
Yeah.
Like, I smell bullshit, Dad.
No, he was more like, fuck you. Yeah, he's in a huff now. Okay. So Scooby attacks Vampire. Scooby fucks up Vampire.
And Daphne all of a sudden she's super overprotective of Scooby.
Yeah, and she doesn't have a problem fucking shit up.
Yeah, she blasts the fuck out of this vampire.
With that experimental gun and basically just vaporized the top half of this vampire, which I thought was kind of cool. This
I thought it was awesome.
This whole little part was probably the best part of the whole issue.
Yeah.
From the
when
part
she
where
fucking liquefies it, I thought it was awesome.
Well, from the point of Scooby catching that guy trying to sneak up on Daphne, and then you know, because you think it was a nice twist, because at the end of the issue 3, you think this is going to be like the big villain of issue 4 that they're going to have to deal with, and nope, he's dead in like one panel.
Yeah. I do have a problem with this though. Look at all the fucking emojis from Scooby.
Yeah, they're like all the same. They're like all the same 2 or 3 emojis. Yeah, it's the same
fucking 2 or 3. Yeah, that's what I've got. Does Scooby need a stream of emojis that only Shaggy can see? And why are the ones we can see, and some of them we can't even see, but the ones we can see are the same 2 or 3? That is fucking unnecessary. This is what I didn't want. This is what I was afraid of.
To where they don't add anything to the story.
Yeah, it's just, let's put emojis in because the kids love emojis. Let's do that. Yeah, that sounds fun. Woo! That pissed me off.
Plus, what is up with Daphne's face in that panel?
Which one? Oh, where she's got the Fred face?
Oh, yeah, that is a Fred face.
She looks like Fred with
She looks like Fred with a wig on.
Mm-hmm. But, I mean, even when Daphne first comes running around the corner, Scooby's got a stream of emojis, too. They're the same fucking ones. But, yeah, her face is fucked up there. She looks like Fred. I think Fred actually struck that exact pose before.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But yeah, when she liquefied the fucking vampire, and again, when, spoilers, he regenerates, or starts regenerating later, that was pretty cool, too.
Oh yeah, I forgot that part.
Yeah. Well, it might have got ripped out of your copy.
Yeah, it might not be in there anymore.
It might not exist for you.
It might be in the toilet now, I don't know.
Oh, fuck.
So then she hears a bunch of struggling going on inside the mystery machine, and
this was like, huh?
Her
and
Velma,
Scooby go running back to the mystery
and
machine.
Velma falls out of the mystery machine, and
for the first time in 4 issues, the fucking little helicopter thingies finally show up.
Yep, Velma's being attacked by one of those vampires that came out of the ground, and she fucking...
Is that what that is?
Yeah, it's one of those things that he called up out of the ground.
Oh. Well, he's like fucking glowing and shit.
Yeah, I know. That's part of what I'm like, what the this doesn't even look like it used to be a human at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't register that was one of the ones from out of the ground. I was like, how the fuck did it get in there?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. But yeah,
he's glowing there, not. It's weird.
She flies that little drone up and blows his face apart.
Yeah. There's some kind of electrical beam or something that shoots out of it and fucks his shit up, son.
Yep.
As she's fucking reeling from that, Fred and another vampire come busting out of the convenience store, and it's got its hand in Fred's mouth, and I guess this time it's Daphne that blasts it.
Yeah, Daphne blasts that one too.
And then they're all like, what the fuck? That was fucked up. Hang on, where's Shaggy? And Shaggy's inside sleeping still.
Fred moved his dick and it didn't even wake Shaggy up.
I guess he put another package of fucking cheese doodles under him.
Like, where's my binky?
Ah! Motherfucker, I just spotted it again, you cocksuckers. Issue 4, right here under Shaggy's leg. What's that? Smiley face.
Boom.
Boom, bitch. Don't fucking tell me. Bullshit. These smiley faces mean something, man. I'm telling you.
Yep.
I know I just got really crazy and conspiracy theorist right there, but come on. You don't put a fucking smiley face, and it's got red on it too, dude. Do you see that?
I see it.
You don't put a fucking red smiley face, or a smiley face with red on it in a fucking DC book. I smell a conspiracy. Something's going on here, man.
Yeah, I think you're right. And at the rate Rebirth is going, maybe we'll find out in like fucking 5 years.
Yeah, no shit. Anywho, Shaggy's inside sleeping. And that's when we get that little scene of the first one that Daphne shot the dude from inside the convenience store, him regenerating. That's really fucking cool, because you got one panel where it's just his legs and his chest is regenerating.
Oh yeah, and then the next couple panels down, his arms are coming back together.
Yeah, that's fucking tits, man. I thought that was really cool.
But they didn't shoot it again. They just got in the mystery machine and tore ass out of there.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, this is scary. Let's go, guys, hurry. Which at this point, Shaggy's awake again because you see him standing up.
Fred. That's right, because Velma wants to study it because it could have the key to immortality.
Yeah, and they're all just like, fuck that.
They're like, are you fucking crazy?
Seeing that there, it's like, I think Porter would do good on a horror comic, you know?
Yeah.
But anyway. Okay, let me ask you this. It says here that the place they were at was LeBeau's Food Mart. Is that some kind of vampire reference I don't remember?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So anyway, they all pile into the fucking mystery machine and...
the mystery dump truck.
Yeah. I mean, it's a cool idea and a cool design, but why is it green and look like a trash truck? It looks like it should say waste management on the side. But yeah, they're all fucking off away from this convenience store, and I think, I'm not reading it right now, but aren't they having the same fucking conversation they've had a few times?
Yeah, they're having it again. They're questioning Velma's, how much she knew about the nanites and all that. And she keeps saying that she doesn't know anything. And
the four may have been arrogant, but their intentions were noble, and blah, 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 fucking blah. Which Scooby looks good in here.
Although I just read this, now that we're talking about the smiley faces.
Yeah.
At the end of this page, Daphne says, Velma says, why would they want to transform the population into human monsters? And Daphne says, maybe they don't. Maybe the nanites were meant to be a military weapon used in a very specific way against a very specific enemy.
Okay.
So what if they were developing this to use against Dr. Manhattan or something?
I don't know about that.
No, I don't know either. I'm just saying. It makes about as much sense as anything else in this book.
Yeah, I was going to say, it sounds like you're doing like she was and just trying to pull something out of your ass to make it all make sense.
Well, somebody's gotta.
Yeah, no shit. I mean, I guess that's why I'm so latched on to the fucking smiley faces, because it's like, come on, there's got to be something in here that makes a little bit of sense, right? Right, guys? Right? Somebody say right? Somebody? You see in here, Scooby, once again, Porter really nails Scooby, you know?
Yeah.
And like that weird look that Velma gives Shaggy, that's kind of cool. Though I don't think it really fits the situation, you know?
Yeah, but this is like 2 or 3 pages of them talking about the 4 that run the facility and Velma defending them and the other ones accusing them of doing all this nefarious evil shit. And
there's a couple things in here I want to point out. Like, Shaggy and somebody in the back are talking about the weird shit going on. And Velma says, please, this isn't a comic book. I hate that.
That's a little too
when you're
meta.
watching a fucking movie and it's like, come on, this isn't a movie. It's like, why don't you just fucking break the fourth wall and wink at us?
I've seen it done where it was clever, but this isn't clever. This is just...
I mean, like when I think they did it in Jay and Bob Strike Back. They fucking intentionally made the joke and then looked at the camera and winked.
Dude, that's a fucking comedy, yeah. Yeah.
That's the only time it really works is like in comedies when they're being self-aware and then they...
Yeah, and they're referencing themselves and their own...
Yeah, and they prove to you, like, look at the camera and wink. That's what it's like. But this is just like, that's so stupid. Or you see in a sitcom where they're like, oh, it's just like a sitcom. It's like, fuck off. Right in here when they're talking about Velma going and getting her notes. And she's talking about it's all lost, it's all misplaced, it's gone forever and shit like that. Maybe we should double back. She keeps talking about how great of a memory she's got. Why can't she remember her fucking notes? Why does she have to go back for them?
Oh, yeah?
That doesn't make sense to me either. And I think they even said at one point she's got a photographic memory.
Yeah. Well, she wasn't just looking for her notes, right? She was trying to find everybody's notes. I mean, she wanted to go back to see...
She says all of it is on the clipboard I misplaced back at the complex.
Oh, well, yeah, then that...
She had to have looked at it at some point.
Yeah.
If she was carrying it around, I would think.
Yeah, I would think so.
It don't make no fucking sense to me,
None of this makes any fucking sense.
I started checking out at this point because of the, this isn't a comic book shit.
Yeah. I was checked out because they're rewriting the same book they've rewritten for the past 3 issues.
That too. But
it's like, we got it all in the first fucking issue. Okay, we got it.
Ross and I were talking about this, and what he said is true. He said... He's still enjoying the book. I was like, okay, fair enough, you know. But he said he does agree with us. They do spend too much time treading water, going over the same shit.
Yeah.
And he said he thought that these first 4 issues should have been 2, which I totally agree with.
Yeah, they could easily have been 2.
Because you cut out all of that fucking unnecessary repeating the same shit.
Yeah, I mean, I want to like it.
I do too. I really fucking do. But goddamn.
So we leave the gang. They're driving off to wherever the fuck.
A reason that I really want to like it is because of this panel here. This is a fucking cool page. Not just the panel. This is a cool fucking page, man.
Yep. They show a whole big panel of all these different monsters and shit.
There's mummies. There's ghosts flying with sheets and everything. Which doesn't make a lot of sense. But it's badass, cool. Though. Yeah, and then you got these fucking demon-looking fuckers up in the sky flying around.
You got a dude sitting in the top left corner that looks like Gray Hulk.
I was going to say Blue Hulk because it looks blue to me, but yeah. You got these little fucking yellow, furry dudes with horns and shit. They look like goats almost.
Yeah.
And then you got this dude back here. He's blue, I think. And he's got stripes on him and shit. He looks cool. You got some things that look like Groot in here. It's a fucking awesome page. It's a lot like the last page of the first issue.
And then right in the middle of all of it, we've got the 3 dogs from the lab where they were attacking Scooby in the first issue.
And the one that you called as Scrappy Dappy Doo.
And was I right? Or was I right?
Yeah, you was pretty fucking right. I didn't even piece that together, notice it, anything.
Yeah. So finally, issue 4, the debut of Scrappy.
Scrappy Dappy Doo! Yeah, fucking 2 issues later than what he was supposed to be.
And he's a dick.
Yes. I don't like how fucking batshit crazy he is here, because it's, again, what I feared. They're making him the villain like they did in the first live-action movie. And he says his name is Scrappy Doo, or he says he's coming after Scooby Doo, and then he says his name is Scrappy Doo. So it's like, I'm guessing they are related.
I mean,
Why
I
the
guess.
fuck is he wanting to kill Uncle Scooby, man?
Because he's weak.
And stupid.
I did think this was kind of cool where he tells them that they need to upgrade. They better go find some shit to upgrade or maintain their cyber parts. Otherwise, they'll all be drooling idiots again. Because their parts aren't going to last forever.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I guess that goes to show just how smart they've been made, right? That they can upgrade their shit on their own. And he calls Scooby Scoobert. Which, that's his name, but that's strange, too. It's Scooby this, Scooby that, Scooby-Doo, 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 and then he's like, so watch your back, Scoobert, because Scrappy-Doo is coming for you. I don't like that big fucking villain monologue.
Although it is kind of cool that his plan is they got to go catch these guys so that they can force Dinkley to upgrade their shit.
Yeah.
And then he's going to kill Scooby just for the hell of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a cool concept and all, but...
Yeah, it was a little much, though.
It might have worked better as internal monologue, but he's saying this fucking out loud like a goddamn Bond villain.
Right.
Then, Mr. Bond, what I am going to do is I'm going to point this laser at your testicles and blow your balls all over this... Oh, you got out. So then we cut back to the gang as he says, "'Cause Scrappy-Doo is coming for you."
Yep. Oh, and the gang, look, they're back to scavenging at a store again. They're doing exactly this. This looks exactly like where we just left them.
Yeah.
Just with a different location.
'Cause it's a Walmart.
Yeah, just with a different sign on the store. Their poses look the same. They're all just sitting around and...
You don't get it, man. It's a Walmart Superstore. Mall. M-A-L-L. Walmart Superstore. Get how clever it is? Mall.
I got it.
Are you getting it?
I got it.
Are you sure you got it? Do I have to say it again? It's clever.
I'd rather spend some time looking at this 2-page DC Classic Characters...
No shit.
...advertisement.
I saw that and it's like, oh, I want that Joker. Oh, I want that Harley. Yeah, and then I looked and it's like, oh, Superman's got his trunks. I want that too.
Yeah, and then I was like, oh, Swamp Thing, fuck that. He looks retarded.
Oh, that's Swamp Thing?
That's a terrible Swamp Thing.
That's stupid. Since when does Swamp Thing look like that?
Since never.
Since New 52.
Since they didn't feel like carving, sculpting.
Yeah, I was gonna say they didn't feel like actually
vines and
him.
shit.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, they go in to scavenge a Walmart, but this first line when they get back from Scrappy, Velma says, "I don't like this. We don't know what could be waiting for us in there." And then Velma replies to herself and says, "We need food and supplies. We really don't have any choice." See what I mean?
Oh shit! Yep, you're right.
I was like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah, so spoilers, what we were going to talk about at the end. Yeah, you're right. It happens right here. We don't have to wait till the last page.
Yep.
They fucked up the word balloons.
And I think they fuck it up again. Well, Daphne doesn't even have a fucking word balloon in that first one. So they're going to go scavenging, and then here's another instance of it. After they have their little heart-to-heart and Daphne consoles Velma or whatever the fuck happens there. You see that?
Yeah.
Okay, look at that panel there. Who says what? It's Shaggy, right? He says it's a total mess in there, but there's lots to salvage. Food, electronics, meds, clothing. But let's skip ahead just a bit for a minute. I've got to find exactly where, so give me a second. At somewhere down the line, Daphne says...
Oh, yeah. Well, Fred said they're loaded with electronics, and all things considered, I think you can find a great deal. Yeah. You're right. Right there. She said that Fred said that.
Yeah. So there it is again. And it's like, what the fuck, man? Because I just read it to you. You've got a copy, I've got a copy. You can fucking see it clear as day. Shaggy says it. So I'm thinking It's supposed to be Shaggy inside of going into the Mystery Machine or something.
Oh, could be.
And talking to Daphne there. And for some reason, Porter drew Fred, you know?
Oh, yeah. I see.
So, yeah, that's the other instance of it. And we'll get to the other one in just a minute. But I wanted to say this. Daphne consoles Velma. Again, bipolar Daphne's riding. For the first half of the issue, for 3.5 issues, really, she's shitting all over Velma. But now she's like, come on, buddy, it'll be okay.
Yeah.
That's fucking stupid, too. So, anyways, they go inside to loot the joint. Velma sees a corpse laying there, and she gets an idea.
And it's all covered in goopy ghost jism.
Yeah. Like lime green phosphorescent spunk. But she notices it's a body that hasn't turned.
Right. It's still a human being.
Yeah, and so she grosses Daphne out by fucking digging in to find something.
Yeah, I don't get it. She like barehandedly like rips into this dude and pulls some fucking something out.
And in that panel where she holds it up, look at her eyes. I just fucking said Porter does a great job with her eyes. Now she's got those hollow ghost white eyes.
Yeah.
And she's holding it like, look what I found, Daphne. Come play with us, Daphne. And that's when we cut back to Shaggy and Fred for the big fuck up of the issue.
And this is where it all goes to hell.
Which, like I said, we both noticed this, but as I was rereading the issue, this isn't the first fucking instance of it. You know?
Yep. Yeah.
Shaggy and Fred are talking about, I don't even fucking remember or care what it was. When we get to the end, though, their dialogue is completely fucking ass backwards on the last two panels. And it's just like, okay, I'm gonna have to put this on Porter, drawing the wrong thing again, because look at the fucking panel, or the bubble layouts, you know? It's, especially on that last panel of the page. There would be no place, I think, for that dialogue to come out of Shaggy's mouth and be right, you know, other than where it's at.
To me, it almost seems like, I mean, it's the whole team fucked it up, because
yeah, I mean,
I think it was written wrong.
A big miscommunication, yeah.
Yeah, it was like a because it was a miscommunication. Well, yeah, you're right. I think he fucked up the drawing the bubble layouts.
I think what you would call it is cascade failure. Because
it was probably
fucked up and it just kind of fell down the line.
No, I think you're right. Now that I think about it, I think it would have had to have been, because the guy would have written the dialogue, and given it to Porter, right? And he would have laid out. So he fucked up where the balloons went, and then the letterer fucked it up too, because he was putting letters in the wrong balloon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a total fuck up, man. Which it's basically just Fred and Shaggy. And I should say this: I've read a lot about strokes and shit, because I've known a lot of people in my life who've had strokes, and it's like, well, maybe I should fucking know the signs.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, I'm not joking, dude. I thought I was having a stroke reading this. Because it's like, I read it, and from what I've heard about strokes, you sometimes get this, like, disorienting feeling of confusion.
Yeah.
And I read this, and it's like, okay. I finished the issue, and I was like, wait a minute, that didn't make any sense.
It's the big one.
So I read it again, and it's like, that still didn't make any sense. So I read it a third time, and by this point, I started getting scared. I swear to God, I did. I was like, hang on, it can't be me, because I know what's going on. I sort of understand what's going on, but it's not clicking. It's not making any sense. So I started flipping back and forth between this page and the last page. This page and the last page. It was like, okay, Shaggy's talking on the last page. Fred's talking that. Somebody fucked up.
Somebody done fucked up.
I told you going into issue 1, I'd never been that scared to read a comic book before. Coming out of issue 4, I'd never been scared about reading a comic book before. So hey, Scooby Apocalypse has 2 fucking fear firsts for me.
Yeah, I'll put that fucker back in the bag.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Well, the last panel is a bunch of fucking demons coming after Fred and Shaggy. Which
another cliffhanger.
Cool.
Yeah. Looks cool, but it's not. It's like every issue has ended that way.
Yeah, I know.
With them talking, and in the background, there's the monsters creeping in to get them. Yeah, it's like, well, where the fuck were all these monsters the whole goddamn issue? Now you're gonna leave it. Oh, there's monsters out there.
They have the Bill Bixby Hulk syndrome with this. Monsters show up a little bit at the beginning. There's some shit that's like whatever in the middle, and then the fucking monster shows up at the end, and they're like, "Credits done, bye." And it's like, well, let's do the fucking monster shit in the middle. That might be cool for a little change of pace, wouldn't it? Okay, I guess not. Yeah. Because they just fucking cool shit, boring, retread. Let's show you what we've showed you before. We're gonna redo this. Blah blah blah. Monster. Bye.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck the fuck off. You know.
They should have consulted you.
Yeah, they should have. I could have. I don't think even I could save this.
Not at this point.
No. So yeah, that's fucking Scooby Apocalypse issue 4. I guess. Whatever. So...
We're still committed to getting to 6, though.
For us, it's only one more issue. We just didn't read issue 5 this time. It's just... So yeah, we've just got one more issue to
power
actually...
through.
Well, yeah, I mean, actually get. I've got to power through, too. You've only got one more to power through. I envy you so much
and like I told you, I literally just dreamt about issue number 6 last night. I had a fucking Scooby Apocalypse comic book dream last night.
Which, let's talk about that a little bit. What was the dream?
Well,
it suddenly got good?
No, it was part of a longer dream where I went to the secret stash.
Okay.
Which was like the size of a fucking
Walmart?
Borders or a Barnes and Noble.
Yeah.
Like a 2-story Barnes and Noble.
Oh yeah.
And
I think they got one of those in Seattle. I'd like to go there.
but it was inside of a mall too. So I was walking around the hallways of this mall, and the mall was like a maze. So then I would get to the secret stash, and like all the guys were there, but they were busy and ignoring me. And but so I walked through the aisles. They were like magazine rack aisles at the bookstore, you know. Yeah. But it was all comics. I was leaving, and then I was like, oh, shit, I got to get Scooby Apocalypse number 6. I forgot. So I ran back in to get 2 copies of it.
Yeah.
And I picked them up, and they felt like fucking phone books almost. Well, not that bad, but they felt really thick. And I was like, what the fuck? Yeah. And it was like issue 6, special issue or some fucking shit. And they were fucking like $8 a piece.
Holy shit.
And the cover looked kind of cool, and then I flipped through it, and it was all like fucking black and white and red. It was the pages, like all the pages were like monochromatic.
Yeah.
And they didn't look like anything. There was like, I was like, there's nothing on these pages. I don't get it. They're just lines. They don't mean anything. I was like, am I going to pay $16 for fucking nothing? This is not even a joke now. Like, we're doing it at this point in real life. We're doing it almost as a joke. Like, we're gonna power through to 6.
Yeah.
But like when the stakes got raised to like $16, I was like, oh, fuck this joke.
Well, see, I mean, that's basically what it's gonna be, though, because I don't see a lot of shit happening, and it's gonna end with nothing. It's gonna be nothing.
No, I know that's what I mean. Like, I'm okay with like $6 or $7.
Yeah.
But fucking 16, I'm like, the joke's not worth it.
Oh my god, yeah. Yeah, that's fucked up. Speaking of dreams and comics and reading and dreams and shit, have you ever read in a dream?
Have I ever read in a dream? Like, just read a book?
Yeah, or a comic or anything.
I'm sure I have.
And has it made sense?
Oh, well, that I don't know. I mean, obviously, this one time I did read a comic book and it didn't make any fucking sense. So I guess the answer is yes and no.
Well, I've always heard that you can't read in your dreams. Like, you can't read words and shit. Words, because that part of your brain is sleeping. So...
Oh, yeah, that would make sense.
Letters don't make sense and shit. But here's a little fucking bit of sadness about me, because I had a dream sort of similar to yours once, but it had a better outcome.
Yeah.
I went to a bookstore, and it was like I was in a Walmart. Like, bigger than a Borders or a fucking Barnes & Noble. It was like a full-fledged department store-sized bookstore, which is like heaven for me. But yeah. I went through, and I went and looked at like the sci-fi books. I couldn't find anything that I was interested in there, so I went to the mystery books. And I found this section that was Scooby-Doo books. Like, what my dream for a Scooby-Doo book would be. Like 350-page Scooby-Doo mystery books.
Damn.
And it was heaven.
Were they written by Stephen King?
I wish.
It was a fucking 700-page Scooby-Doo book.
I said 350, not 700.
I know.
That's a normal novel size, 350.
Yeah.
But yeah, I distinctly remember reading SCOOBY-DOO, Scooby-Doo. And I've always heard that that's bullshit. This has nothing to do with anything, by the way. It just came to me because you were talking about a dream and reading material. But yeah, I found like 20 or 25 Scooby-Doo books that I never knew existed.
Wow.
And I thought that was cool. And I could read, and I was wondering if maybe like that's because it's a logo. It's such an iconic logo I mentioned.
Yeah,
it's like
I'm gonna say you probably weren't reading it. You was just recognizing the
shape?
Logo. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, there's that.
But I mean, that doesn't discount the fact that you woke up in a puddle of your own cum.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I wasn't gonna go there. It would be even weirder if I woke up in a puddle of somebody else's cum.
This is true.
So do you want to play a little bit of Battleship real quick, or do you want to go to Rogue One, or do you just want to wrap it up?
Well, we're at 2 hours and 10 minutes, so...
This is true. We could play Battleship while we wrap up.
Yeah, we could.
Well, the way you said that is like, yeah, we could, but we're not.
No, let's do it.
Whose turn is it to take a shot? Mine or yours?
I think it's yours.
Okay, A... Oh, no, not A. C2.
C... Hit.
Yeah, bitch!
H8.
Hit. D2.
Hit.
Hit, yeah! Do you want to do your fuck this shit first?
G8.
G8 is a hit.
Yeah, I can go first.
Okay. E2.
Hit.
Yeah! I know where you're at.
Do you?
Yes, we both got the same ship. We're both firing on the same ship.
My peg won't go in.
Try to relax.
Good one. F8.
Hit, you sunk my ship. That was funny. I gotta give credit to myself when I do something good, as well as I do when I'm not so good. That was funny. B2.
Hit, sunk.
Yeah! Take one more shot and then do your fuck this shit.
C5.
C5 is a miss!
Damn it.
Fuck this shit. So your fuck this shit is...
Hold on.
Okay. You know, we could leave this and have it a cliffhanger for a third episode.
Yeah, I think we should.
Okay.
I'm closing mine.
Me too.
To be continued.
Yes. And we're both going after our little mini ship, aren't we?
Probably.
Shit. I just made a mess.
Let's see.
Uh-oh. Yep, I just made a big old mess.
Whoopsie.
I got excited. Dude, I thought there were Scooby-Doo books everywhere.
Uh-huh. Did I ever do fireworks as my fuck this shit?
I
don't think I did.
Are you not crossing your list off as you go?
Yeah. Well, I thought I was, but apparently not, because there were a couple things I hadn't crossed off yet.
I don't think so, but I'm not sure.
Okay, well, I got one. It's related to one that I just did, but this is a special area of emphasis.
Okay.
That has just come up in the recent months, recent weeks.
Uh-oh. Does it involve me?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
It involved... No, you know what? I changed my mind.
It does involve
I got one.
Me?
No. No. Nope. I was going to do... because I'll go ahead and say it, because I'm not going to do it, but I'll say what it was. I was going to say YouTube ads.
Oh, yeah.
But YouTube ads on kid-centric shows that are fucking political ads.
Yeah.
Political attack ads. Fucking goddamn it. You can't target that a little better than to put that on kids shows, kids content.
Yeah, that is fucked up. I mean, by the time people hear this, the election will be passed, and we'll know whether we're fucking going down the tubes or not. But
yeah, well, we're probably going down the tubes either way. But one way is going to be in spectacular fashion, and the other one's going to be just take its normal course.
Yeah. But, I mean, that is really fucked up, especially, like, lately with all the shit that's been going on where it's, you know, sort of getting a little sexual.
Yeah.
The attack ads and shit, and certain words are being thrown around. That's pretty fucked up.
Yeah. But anyway, what I'm actually going to do is, my fuck this shit this week is podcast ads.
Uh-oh.
I am so fucking tired of being pitched Nature Box, fucking Sattva.
Who?
Fucking mattress company. Fucking Casper, Sattva, fucking Dollar Shave, Harry's Razors. Fucking fuck all this shit. Why is it gotta be fucking Blue Apron? Blue Apron's the latest one. Go fuck yourself with this shit. I'm not fucking buying no goddamn Blue Apron and every sort of Loot Crate and Loot Crate variant.
Yeah.
Fucking fuck off already. I understand people gotta put ads up and stuff, and then you can just skip them. But when every single podcast has the exact same fucking ads every goddamn week.
Yeah.
Some of them are upwards of like fucking 10 or 15 minutes of just straight up reading copy.
Yeah.
And like trying to convince me that fucking Nature Box is awesome and that everybody eats it on that show. What the fuck ever, dude? The only reason you're eating it is because they send you shit for free. There's no fucking way that anybody would actually be buying that shit.
Yeah.
And all this Loot Crate shit. I already hate fucking Loot Crate. I think it's a fucking ripoff. And now they've got like specialized Loot Crates, and they've got fucking Firefly Loot Crate, and it's not even Loot Crate, it's different companies. But they're aping that surprise crate model, yeah. What was the latest one I just saw?
They've got a Star Wars one, Smuggler's Bounty. They've got
they got this
the Marvel one.
And it's
DC just launched one.
Yeah, it's like, fuck off with that shit. Are they really fucking that successful with that model that they could have all this shit?
It appears so.
Who the fuck is buying all this shit? And most of it that I've seen is like, who wants this fucking shit? You know what I mean?
Every once in a while, I see something that's like really fucking cool.
Yeah, every once in a while. But is it worth fucking $30 a month or whatever to get a box full of shit and like you get a box full of scabs and then like one hot bitch? To paraphrase Walt Flanagan's Glory Hole.
I mean, it would depend on what it is, because if it was a Scooby-Doo one, I'll tell you, I would be a sheep. I would buy it.
Yeah.
If I had the money, I would be there every fucking month.
Yeah, I guess I'm too picky. I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's a difference. There's a difference because, like, most of the shit they do it with is popular, and you can find shit for that thing everywhere.
Right, and better shit, in my opinion. Like, a lot of the stuff is really like I don't know, it seems lame. Like, here's a fucking enamel pin, and here's a fucking, you know, stickers, and here's some. I'm like, fuck off, man. Fuck off.
I saw, I forget which one of them, but a few months back they had. It was right around San Diego. They had a 90s Nickelodeon box.
Oh, yeah.
And they had like Chucky's shirt from Rugrats. They had Chucky's glasses. They had a whole bunch of cool Nickelodeon shit, and there was quite a bit of Rugrats shit in it. And I was like, oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you, I am a bit of a sucker for that shit, but I'm with you. Those ads...
I used to be. I probably, when I was younger, I probably would have been right up in that shit.
Yeah.
But I guess that's another indication that I'm just too fucking old, because I'm like, I don't have any place to put all this shit. Like, even if I wanted that fucking garbage, where the fuck am I gonna put it? I don't have a place to store all this shit. I don't have a place to store the shit that I do have.
I would be more selective. I wouldn't just like, well, it says nerd, so let's fucking get it.
Right.
I admit, I hate those fucking pop things, but I want the Scooby-Doo ones. I want one of the Undertaker ones.
Yeah, as a general rule, I don't really care for pops, but there have been times when I've seen someone been like, oh, no way, it's a fucking Cylon pop. That's pretty fucking badass.
Yeah.
But yeah, for the most part, I'm like, who gives a shit? They're fucking ugly as shit.
Yeah, that's the way I feel about them. Yeah. But yeah, podcast ads to back.
Yeah,
get you back on course.
What else ones? But it's just the repetitiveness and especially like tell them Steve Dave, I don't mind, because they go off script a lot of times and they do fucked up shit. Yeah, they give you
a 10-minute ad, but it's not like, and you go here for this, and that's what happens, and then we're going to talk about all the items you can get this month.
And
no, they fucking...
And they make fun of the fact that they have to read an ad. And who the
and
fuck's
somehow
really
they bring fucking Hitler into it, and it's like, wait, how does Hitler fucking help Nature Box?
Right, but most places it's just they're pretty straight, dry reads, and it's like, fuck, I can't listen to this.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, you can just skip it, but at the same time, it's fucking maddening if you don't want to skip it and you're just like listening to the same ads on every single pod.
What really sucks though is like, say it's a show you really like and you know they always put out great shit.
Yeah.
And I'll just use Tell 'em Steve Dave as the example, although again, I love their ads. But like you see they do a fucking episode and it's like 2 hours and 10 minutes and it's like, shit, yeah, this is going to be awesome, great content.
Right. It's 20 minutes of advertisements.
Or more.
Yeah.
Because I've seen some, you know, it's like a half hour of it's advertising. So that kicks your episode down to like 2 hours and 40 minutes. And it's like, fuck. Or 1 hour and 40 minutes, I mean.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But yeah, it's like I know we're probably, if we ever were going to do advertising, we're turning them all off now.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I would like the money, but that's my other gripe is like, there's no possible way that these guys are getting paid that much money to do this.
I mean,
I cannot imagine
with as many podcasts as people like Audible, that's one you didn't have on your list. As many podcasts as they hit,
Audible.
Yeah, it can't be a lot of money.
No, those. I mean, I guess it depends on who's advertising because like Audible will take anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, some of them will only advertise if you have X amount of downloads. Yeah. Because Libsyn will monetize your podcast for you too. And they'll put. Not sure how they do it exactly, but I never really looked into it because you have to have a minimum of 1,000 downloads a month.
Holy shit!
Before they'll even do anything, I'm like, okay. How about 1,000 downloads every 6 months?
Yeah, I was gonna say we've been going 6 months and we've only just cracked what, like 1,500 or something?
Something like that, 1,600 and something.
Yeah, it was 1,666 yesterday. So yeah,
minimum.
We don't
minimum
even have to worry about
downloads.
that.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Well, I mean, it's like our YouTube channel. We barely get fucking 10 views. We're not gonna make any money off of that.
Anyway, that just it just irritates me. Like it'd be okay if they were different, if there were different products being sold, or even things that might even remotely be of interest, but. It's the same fucking 5 advertisers on every single podcast.
Yeah, it's like fucking Audible, fucking Loot Crate, Casper, Blue Apron, Nature Box. It's like those 5, they're everywhere.
Yeah, and so they can't possibly be paying that much because they would be paying everybody that much.
Yeah, no shit. And I mean, it's like you can tell when these podcasts get their ad budgets in because all of a sudden there's an influx of that. And like fucking DraftKings and what's the other one?
Oh, DraftKings, yeah, and FanDuel. I fucking hate that shit too.
Yeah, fuck that. Good.
I mean, I hate those just in general.
Me too.
But to have them be advertised all the time too fucking pisses me off.
Yeah, it's like you see them on nerdy podcasts and it's like, one, don't you fucking assholes have some selection process? Don't you turn somebody down occasionally?
Yeah, apparently not.
Because it's like, we're talking about fucking Star Wars, and all of a sudden we've got a FanDuel ad. And it's like, this is a strict Star Wars podcast. I'm not talking about Rebel Force Radio, just so people know.
Yeah.
But it's like, this is a strictly Star Wars podcast. Why the fuck are we talking about FanDuel?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm with you on that one.
So yeah, fuck that shit. And like I said, yeah, you can skip ahead and skip them, but most of the time I'm driving when I start listening to a new episode. It's like I can't fucking be skipping around on my player while I'm driving.
Yeah.
So I end up just listening to fucking 16 minutes of ads for shit that I'm never gonna buy.
Although I will say this, those Casper mattresses do sound pretty fucking awesome.
They do sound pretty fucking awesome. And to be honest, I have considered that for our next mattress as a sofa mattress.
Yeah, I've thought it was like if I had the money for a mattress, one of those sounds sexy. I'm still trying to figure out one because I've got a bunch of them and none of them are really getting under my skin right now. I know, it's a shock, isn't it? I know I've got the reputation of just being fucking full of fire about everything, and I wrote this one down when I was really pissed because I saw an interview with somebody.
Okay.
So I'm not sure what level of fire I'll be bringing to this, but actors who bitch about doing CGI work, fuck them, okay? I saw an interview with Christoph Waltz, or whatever the fuck his name is,
Yeah.
And he did some movie and it was like, oh, it was such a relief not to have to do CGI because CGI is just the worst thing or something like that. And it's like, you're a fucking actor. You're pretending.
Yeah, it's all pretend.
It's like people who look down on voice acting and shit. It's like, that is true acting, bitch. And I mean, okay, I might be a little biased on that because I do consider myself a voice actor, but come on! That is pure acting. If you can't do that, get the fuck out of the business. If you can't fucking look at a blue wall and pretend there's a fucking 25-foot robot there, get out of the business because that's acting. That's what your job is all about.
But to be fair, Christoph Waltz isn't the kind of guy who would be pretending there's a 25-foot robot anywhere. He doesn't do those kind of movies anyway.
He doesn't, but he was bitching about doing fucking CG work.
Has he ever even been close to having to do CGI work?
That I don't know. Maybe there was some kind of CG explosion or something in it, but in Inglourious Bastards, maybe there was some in there that he had to deal with, but I don't know. But I'm just so fucking sick and tired of hearing actors whine and bitch about doing CGI work. It's like, that is your job. Your job is to pretend. CGI, you have to pretend.
Oh, I'm sorry for this fucking $3 million you're going to pay me. I can't possibly imagine that there's a fucking... Dude, I'll imagine there's a fucking giant robot butt fucking another giant robot.
Yeah.
Taking a shit on the hood of a car.
Mm-hmm.
I can imagine a lot of shit for fucking $3 million.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the root of this is I'm just fucking tired of rich people bitching about stupid shit. Like these fucking athletes and shit. They're getting fucking paid $10 million a year, but they want to bitch about something, or they're getting paid $1 million a year to swing a fucking bat, and they want to bitch. Fuck off, you too. You know?
Yeah.
I'm just tired of these fucking rich cocksuckers. They get paid so much money and they bitch about stupid shit. And it's like, motherfucker, let me get your paycheck and why don't you live in my shoes for a week and I'll fucking show you what a struggle is, you dickhead.
Yeah. Fucking privileged bastards.
It's like with these fucking politicians too. They say, well, people who say cutting our paycheck, that would help shit. Well, you just don't understand. That's an excuse of an idiot. And it's like, no. Why don't you fucking struggle for a minute so you can see what these fucking assholes out in the street bitching about the minimum wage are feeling? Why don't you fucking walk not even a mile. Why don't you walk 10 steps in their shoes, cocksucker? I guess what I'm saying is I hate rich people, okay?
I feel you.
And I would like to be one of these rich cocksuckers because fuck!
Trust me, so would I.
I would do more fucking shit to help people, and I'm starting to sound like Kanye West now, but I would do more shit with all that money to help people than you fucking idiots are doing. All you're doing is lining your fucking pockets. I would be like, okay, let's fucking entertain people. Let's fucking make somebody smile.
Yeah, I want to be Robert Downey Jr.
Fucking hey.
That dude's fucking awesome.
Yeah, he's one of the rich people he's not a fucking cocksucker because that's the kind of shit that they do. That's the kind of shit that I would like to think that I would do if I was a multi-millionaire. Yeah.
Just do fucking outrageously fucking cool shit for people.
Like, I don't know if like I would want to go to like kids' hospitals and shit, and not in a shitty way. It's just like I don't want to see fucking sick and dying people.
Yeah.
Kids,
but I mean
that's
that's part of the being awesome part.
I know it is.
That's why I say I would like to think that I would do that kind of shit.
I would like try to help people though. I wouldn't do that because again, I just don't want to be around sick and dying people.
Oh yeah.
Whether it's kids, middle-aged, old, I don't give a fuck. I just wouldn't be into the whole hospital thing.
No, definitely not.
Like I would seriously love to fucking be able to do shit to help, fucking make people smile or something, because I end every fucking post on my site by telling people, go out and fucking do something to try to make the world a little bit better. And I know that sounds like real fucking hoity-toity or something, but there's just so much shittiness out there. Fucking make somebody smile. It makes an impact more than you know.
Yep. I always thought if I was like a billionaire or something, I would like fuck flipping houses, dude. I'd flip entire neighborhoods, and not even flip them, just like fucking remodel the whole fucking shit and let the people still live there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look at that fucking Larry Rice dude here in town. He's wanting to take old abandoned buildings and fucking make them into like apartments for homeless people.
Yeah.
Go in, rehab them, and people are like, I don't want that here. But they'll fucking look at the fucking homeless dude sitting there shitting himself on the sidewalk and be like, you're a disgrace, you're disgusting.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, if it weren't for cocksuckers like you, that fuckhead could be shitting his pants up in his own apartment.
Yeah.
But it's the fucking truth, you know?
Yeah. And what the fuck, man? All those buildings, nobody's using them anyway.
Uh-huh. And again, it's not like this fucking dude's trying to eminent domain and kick somebody out of their home they've been in for 30 years. Yeah. No, he's just like, this building's run down. You're not doing anything with it. Can I have it? And they're like, what are you going to do with it? Put homeless people in it. They're like, fuck you!
We might want to use that someday.
Yeah. And he's like, well, do you have any plans? And they're like, well, no.
Well, that's confidential.
Yeah. And it's like Carlin said about golf courses. Fuck golf courses. That's just a asshole, in quotes, sports. Fuck it. That's great green space. Fucking make it a park. Let people in it, make it a park, or fucking tear the shit down and build houses there. You don't need fucking 50 acres for a goddamn golf course, you cocksuckers.
You definitely don't need as many golf courses as they have.
Fuck no. It's fucking stupid bullshit.
Damn, we like fucked off on a tangent.
I know, there was a lot of fucking shit in there.
Yeah, we packed a whole lot of fucked shits in there.
Yeah. Fuck, man.
This whole episode's been kind of off the rails.
I know, we've been really fucking grumpy this time, man.
Yep.
This episode, it's not just going to be called Dick Pillow. We're going to call it Off the Rails 2, Dick Pillow.
Off the Rails 2, Dick Pillow.
I told you that Off the Rails, it's got to come back a time or two.
Yeah.
Because we go off on some weird fucking tangents.
Yep.
So you ready to do our thank yous and whatnot?
Yeah, let's get the fuck out of here.
Our first thank you goes to the music. I should say, though, I'm kind of proud of myself. I didn't scream and yell doing that fuck this shit like I normally do.
Yeah, you were pretty reserved.
I know.
I think you're getting all grown up.
No, probably not. Trust me, catch me on a bad day and I'll be there. Because something happened this past week. I don't even remember what. And I was like, God damn, it was Trump.
Oh.
It was something he did, and it was like, fuck, I wish we were recording tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd do it.
But yeah, it was like something with him, and I was like, fuck, I wish we were recording, because I got some fire now.
Yeah.
But anyway, our first thank you goes to our guest from episode 14, which that was pretty fucking great, man.
Yeah.
The dude who did our intro music at the J Sarge, thanks to him. Listen to his podcast hopefully he puts up a new episode before this comes out. JeffKnowsNothing.blogspot.com. And then thanks to the lovely lady who did our podcast logo at Sherry Says.
Yeah, who may at some point be a guest on the show. I saw your little Twitter exchange.
Oh, did you see that?
Uh-huh.
I've been meaning to tell you about that. Before we think about having anybody else, I want to have her and J Sarge both on.
At the same time?
No.
Oh, okay.
Because it's complicated enough to do.
Yeah, I was going to say, are you fucking crazy? That's hard enough to do 3.
Yeah,
I don't think we could handle 4 at the same time.
No, I want to have them both on separately. Yeah. No shit. I want to have them both on separately. We got J Sarge. If she's willing. If she doesn't want to do it, fine. We'll do something else.
But we know she knows how to record, so.
Yes.
And send files and whatnot, so.
Yeah. So,
I would work that out.
I would really like to have her on sometime within our first year, but if we can't swing it, hey, we can't swing it. Shit happens. But yeah, I would like to have her on too, just to talk to her.
Did you even say who it was? Did you even get that far in your thank you before I interrupted you?
I think I said it was Sherry.
Oh, okay.
Oh, don't feel bad about interrupting. I do it to you all the time, and though I do feel bad about it, but
no, I just realized I didn't even know if you said the person's name before. I was like, oh yeah, they might be a guest on the show.
Yeah, I think I said at Sherry Says, and you're like, who might be a guest?
Mm.
So yeah, at Sherry Says, check her out on Instagram. It's instagram.com/Sherry Says. You can find us on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio. We're part of the High Altitude Podcast Network. And then all of our shit, including news and shit related to stuff we've talked about, and all of our YouTube posts can be found at nerdblitz.com. Search Nerd Blitz on YouTube and subscribe to our channel there and watch our shit there, because there's going to be all kinds of shit coming down the pike here soon. Redbubble.com/people/nerdblitz/shop. Check that out if you want some merch. And watch our Twitter, because sometimes Redbubble does run sales on their site, and have like 10 to 20% off. So if you want to get some of our shit, but you don't want to pay as much as it is, pay attention for that. Don't forget to buy the camping trip, tsdjproductions.bandcamp.com. Tell them about your other podcast.
Huh?
Tell them about your other podcast.
Oh, yeah. Go listen to Just Jump to the End if you want to hear some old shit that doesn't get updated much.
Were you fucking even listening?
What?
I guess not. Well, I said tell them about your other podcast. Huh?
I did. I told them about it.
I know, but were you toning me out or tuning me out, whatever?
No,
Fuck.
it was just, you ran right into that. You were talking about,
the camping trip.
Yeah, you were talking about the camping
trip.
You weren't
paying attention. You weren't paying attention at all.
No. You were talking about the camping trip, and there was like barely a pause. You were like, and be sure to buy the camping trip. Tell them about your other podcast. And I was like, huh? What?
I'm keeping you on your toes, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Okay, let's try that again. Buy the camping trip. tsdjproductions.bandcamp.com. Pause. Would you like to tell them about your other podcast?
Yes, I would. My other podcast is Just Jump to the End. You could get to it at jj2n.com and at jj2n on Twitter.
And I'm able to post on my site again for anybody interested. It's tsdjproductions.wordpress.com. I just posted the 6th part of Don't Go Down There. I'm going to be posting more shit, but it might be a little slow.
Yep. And all of these links that we're throwing out there at you, all of them are on nerdblitz.com.
Yes, they are, but I just wanted to make sure we got them out again.
Yeah.
Always like getting them out there. And I really need to tell folks that my site, I will be updating it again. It'll probably only be 1 or 2 times a month, though. Which, Don't Go Down There Part 6. Did you see I posted that?
I did. I have not read it yet.
Yes, I just wanted to mention that because you'll notice I sent you the first 5 parts before I posted them. You remember that?
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was weird. I was like, did I read part 6? I don't think I read part 6 yet.
Yeah, it gets really fucked up, and then based on the shit you've talked about violence and shit.
Yeah.
I
figured
maybe
I shouldn't read it.
Well, not that you shouldn't, but I just wanted you to fully make the choice to read it and not be like, hey, you want to read this? And you'd be like, oh yeah, and then you like, what the fuck, dude? I didn't want that. So I'll send you part 6 or part 7 if you read part 6, because what I have planned for part 7, it's not that fucked up. It's still fucked up, don't get me wrong, but it's not that fucked up.
Okay.
But yeah, I figured I would solely leave that with no pressure. I'm dead serious. There's no pressure to read it.
Okay.
If I sent it to you personally, I would be like, motherfucker, read it. Hello, did you read it?
Yeah.
So there's no pressure to read it this way.
Okay.
I'm at the Scooby Doom. You're
at Fitzman73.
And together we're at Nerd Blitz Pod. Follow at TSDJ Productions on Twitter for all of my shit. And our new link, which I'm sure you're going to add a link to it on the site, right?
Patreon.com/NerdBlitzPod.
Yes. And we've got 4 levels, right?
Yeah, four levels right now, yes.
$1 gets you all... Basically, it's swear reels. We've got mini episodes and YouTube exclusive Doom's Joke Corners. You'll get those early as an MP3 download, so you can have them. Before we post them on YouTube, the Joke Corners will be in the compilations on YouTube. So you won't have to re-listen to old shit. You'll just get a fresh Joke Corner, and that's it. That's the one level. The other level, you get all of those, plus book club episodes of Book Club early. That's what, the $3 level?
That's $3, yep.
The $6 level, you get the main show, this show, early, and all of the YouTube MP3s. And then the $10 level, you get every fucking thing. You get MP3s of the YouTube shit, you get Book Club early, you get the main show early, plus you're going to get all of our pay content, like bonus episodes that we post on Bandcamp. You'll get those early. Or if we ever do another audio drama or something like that, you'll get that early. So that link, once again, is patreon.com/nerdblitzpod, right?
Yep. And the whole point behind that is to kind of try to help us defray the cost of upgrading our storage so that we can release more content more often.
Yeah,
because bi-weekly.
There's a lot of shit. And I will say this. I've had 3 people in the last month ask me, why don't you guys just fucking go monthly? That would be great. Or weekly, not monthly. They want less.
I was like, thanks?
No, they want us to go weekly, not monthly. Although, fucking JTF, he's probably wanting us to go monthly. Cocksucker.
Well, he can go fuck himself, too.
Mm-hmm. But I've had 3 people say, why don't you guys just go weekly? That would be awesome. And it's like, well, we want to, but it's kind of hard at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, we would love to go weekly. And that's what we're hoping to do, because, fuck, if you guys want the content, we've got all kinds of plans for shit we want to do. We've talked many times about doing commentaries. We would love to fucking do those. Mm-hmm. We've got this new show we want to do called Nerd Blitz Comic-Con Versations. And then there's a couple other things that we've only sort of talked about, but those are the main things we want to do. The main show, Book Club, which Book Club, we've finished recording that at this point. They're just cutting them.
Right.
Comic Conversations, and we want to do commentaries. Those are the 4 main things we've talked about really hardcore at this point. And there is other shit we'd like to do, too.
Right.
Fuck. Okay. We've been going for almost 3 hours. Set me up.
Bye.
Come back next time. Our sanity depends on it. 'Cause I am Captain K-Man!
Available now. The first feature-length horror audio drama from JJ2E Media and TSDJA Productions. The Camping Trip. This anthology delivers 3 tales of terror that are tied to a present-day deception. The Family on the Hill, The Hook-Handed Nightmare, and the incident at Bagnell. 2 scout leaders tell stories to their 3 young charges of zombie attacks, summer camp assaults, and demonic sacrifices from the last century. Listen as a revenge plot, decades in the making, unfolds around them all in this fully produced audio experience. Go to tsdjaproductions.bandcamp.com and buy the full album, which includes the first bonus episode of the Nerd Blitz with Doom and Fitz podcast, where the writer-directors at The Scooby Doom and at Fitzman73 break down the entire production, their research, and much more.